In our news tonight, federal government moves to tackle skills gap among youths. Governor Maino admits 50 youths into Ibom LED. Plus, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly calls for confirmation of appointment of Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic acting registrar. Details shortly. Hello there and welcome to NTU News at this hour. My name is Ukun Ndem. Thanks for joining us. This broadcast is reaching you live on Star Times Channel 103, as well as our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube. And now to the news. The federal government is taking measures towards addressing skills deficit among the nation's youths for a more economically prosperous Nigeria. Against this backdrop, the Federal Ministry of Education, in collaboration with the United Nations Children's Fund, has embarked on sensitization and dissemination workshop on the recently launched National Policy and Skills Development for stakeholders in the education sector of the North. Aminu Umar reports.
Nigeria is blessed with a vibrant population of young men and women. A demography strong enough to drive the nation towards economic prosperity if only the country fully harnesses its demographic dividends. However, skills mismatch continues to create hurdles, with many institutions producing graduates who are not readily employable. To shift towards a skill-based economy, the federal government earlier this year launched the National Policy on Skills Development. And now it's time for action as commissioners of education and other stakeholders gather to chart the way forward.
So you see, the bulk of the students are at the subnationals in the states. So we are going to domesticate this policy and see how it works, especially that most of these states have one type of policy on skills.
The knowledge we acquire here, we also ensure that we are going to scale it down to our teachers.
We need to look at how can we build the capacity of the teachers to understand the policy and to be able to deliver on its commitment.
To ensure timely implementation, the Minister of State for Education, Professor Sweba Said Ahmad, has directed that progress be closely monitored at subnational levels.
The Federal Ministry of Education, in line with the necessary objective, will continue to provide necessary support and guidance, collaborating with you to develop state-specific implementation plans and monitor progress for accountability.
The new policy identifies 29 core and secondary skills to be integrated into both formal and non-formal education systems. In Kano, Amin Umar, NTA News.
Thank you, Aminu. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, says the federal government is committed to meeting its obligation of growing the economy with a target of attaining a 7% GDP growth annually. This is as the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation has introduced a new operational process for the implementation of the 2024 and 2025 capital budget. Benny Adams reports that this was at a stakeholders' engagement in Abuja.
Gathered here are permanent secretaries, accounting officers, and directors of finance in ministries, departments, and agencies of government. The conversation is about the implementation of the capital component of the 2025 budget. 23.9 trillion naira is involved, which is out of the 54.9 trillion 2025 budget.
Capital budget for 2025 is about 23 trillion. And the 2024 transfer is about 10.5 trillion.
To strengthen the implementation of the extended 2024 and 2025 capital budget, the government has announced a new operational process.
Henceforth, warrants AIs will be issued to FDA power to legal committees to serve as evidence of funds available for the the award of contracts or processing of payments for ongoing and completed projects.
The Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, believes in the growth trajectory of the economy and is hopeful that a 7% annual growth is possible with effective and efficient spending.
The economy is growing at about 3.5%, which is above population growth, but that's not the target. The target is to at least double population growth, get to about 7% per annum consistently with rapid, sustained, inclusive growth. Then millions of Nigerians will be lifted out of poverty.
According to the new guidelines, commencing from third quarter of 2025, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation will prepare a quarterly cash plan for cash management, while the Minister of Finance approves warrants for contracts. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Thank you, Benny. We take a commercial break. The news continues shortly after this time out. Please stay.
The solution to your building and construction works is Regan Stones, dealer in chippings, hardcore, iron rods, cement, sharp sand, and blocks of all kinds. At Regan Stones, integrity is our watchword. We are equipped to deliver to you regardless of the quantity you desire. We scale every product with our weighing bridge so you can be rest assured of the exact quantity of products you buy from us. Our dedicated and committed staff, coupled with efficient automated vibrating machine, guarantee our unfailing delivery always. We have top-notch customer care services to attend to you in minutes. Locate us at Regan Stones, Goswell Akpabio Crescent, Shelter Afraid, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Our office line 0916-641-1972. Regan Stones, reliable and trusted. Regan Stones, quality beyond imagination.
Roseville Hotel. Come, feel the luxury of our contemporary hotel. We offer lodging and accommodation. Stay at our deluxe executive and luxury suites for your comfort. Experience extravagant dining and delicious meals by expert chef. Lounge at our exquisite VIP bar. Enjoy 24 hours power supply with free Wi-Fi services. Our security system is top-notch to ensure your safety. Ample parking space and laundry services available. The ambience is serene to make your stay memorable. We are located at number 1 Julius Pageant Road off House of Assembly Avenue, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. For reservations, call 070-650-41139. Roseville Hotel, hospitality at its best.
Welcome back, and now to the rest of the news. Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has called on the state government to grant approval for confirmation of appointment of the acting registrar Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic, Gaswil Essien Udofa, to enable him have legal right to sign students' certificates. This was contained in the report by the chairman, House Committee on Education, who represents Oron Odongoko State constituency, Kenem Onofio. Nsika Okun reports.
Presenting the report, Chairman, House Committee on Education, Kenem Onofio says education remains part of the Arise agenda of Governor Moino's administration. Hence, the need for recruitment into the Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic to increase productivity.
The institution has shortage of manpower, teaching and non-teaching staff, and this has resulted in internal arrangement of part-time lecturers. 4, that the present registrar of the school is on acting capacity, and this has posed challenge on who to sign student certificates. And it has stayed beyond the normal time as supposed to be, which is supposed to be 6 months. That since 2019, the school has not conducted convocation because of lack of approval by the governor, and this has
housing and other parts of Uyo. Nsika Okon, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly wishes to categorically address and refute a recent report published on Monday, August 11, 2025 by Leadership newspaper and subsequently circulated by various media outlets, which falsely claim that the immediate past governor of Akwa Ibom State, Udom Emmanuel, is under investigation by the House of Assembly. The House unequivocally states that no such probe has been initiated or authorized against the former governor at any time. The allegations contained in these publications are entirely without foundation, misleading, and do not represent the position or resolutions of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. For clarity, during the plenary session held on Thursday, August 7, 2025, a member representing Paden State constituency, Peter Moita, raised concerns regarding delayed payment of salaries for 7 months to employees of the St. Gabriel's Coconut Oil Factory, a state-owned enterprise whose workforce is predominantly drawn from his constituency. In line with established legislative procedure, the House agreed to constitute legislative procedure an ad hoc committee to investigate the validity of this claim, as is customary in addressing public complaints relating to state enterprises. It is imperative to emphasize that this action was confined solely to investigating the operational and welfare issues of the Coconut Oil Factory, which has nothing to do with former governor, his administration, or any other private business concerns. The suggestion that the House is conducting a targeted probe.
Goodly Pearls Recovery Mandate presents Women's Magazine program entitled Her Voice, Her Strength. Join us as we share stories of resilience, courage, and triumph about women. It will x-ray women who are changing the world, women who have made and left legacies, iconic women with strengths and voices that translated to huge successes in our time. Join Dora Okwabasi on NTA Channel 12 Uyo as she presents the program Her Voice, Her Strength every Saturday 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Keep a date.
It is with deep sorrow, but with total submission to the will of God, that the family of Chief Brian Adam Sebastian Udo of Noifa, Obiofort in Uyo local government area of Akwa Ibom State announces the passing of their beloved son, husband, father, grandfather, brother, uncle, and community leader, late Sir Emmanuel Sebastian Udo, KSJI, fondly known as Bullet, former team manager of Akwa United Football Club, a former Nigeria international footballer, and a Knight of St. John International. Funeral arrangements. Vigil Mass, Wednesday, August 13, 2025. Time, 6 p.m. Venue, St. Mary's Catholic Church, Obiofort, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Funeral Mass and Interment, Thursday, August 14, 2025. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, St. Mary's Catholic Primary School, Obiofort, Uyo. Interment follows immediately at the family compound. Signed, Commander Noel Sebastian Udo, retired.
Cross the bridge, there's no more.
Welcome back. Glad to know you're still there. Experts have identified underinvestment, absence of Nigeria herbal pharmacopoeia, lack of certified processing facilities for herbal medicine, and weak intellectual property and protection as major factors affecting the growth of herbal medicine in the country. This was at a public lecture on the theme Herbs for Health, held at the University of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Calvin Samuel reports.
Several milestones in the Nigerian herbal sector are given highlights here at this public lecture organized by the Faculty of Pharmacy, University of Uyo in collaboration with Multi Streams Limited. Bringing the lecture to bear, Dr. Imo Jimmy of the University of Uyo and the Managing Director Multi-Streams Limited reel out the many health benefits of plants, noting that there is no illness without a herbal cure. They are therefore calling on government and private sector to tap into this multi-billion-dollar venture that is capable of turning the economic fortunes of the country.
These uses are being placed in plants the way God has stated them. Let's return back and let's work in unison. Together we can achieve this and go places. That is why we are starting this evangelism here from the University of Uyo.
We can research and develop products that can attend to chronic diseases and ailments. And this is why we are passionate about this venture.
The Vice Chancellor University of Uyo, Professor Nyaudon Dayu, and other speakers agreed that herbal medicine has a potential of stabilizing the nation's health sector, increase employment, and boost the economy.
We go to the supermarket, buy green tea, for example. You look at this one is orange plus this. So the other one is moringa plus. Don't you see not true? But we have them in abundance everywhere. So we must go back to our roots.
Herbs can help to boost the immune system. Herbs can act as antioxidants. Herbs can act as cardiovascular health. Herbs can help in digestive system. He created everything for man's benefit, and especially plants which serve as food, medicine for his welfare.
The second public lecture of the Faculty of Pharmacy, University of Uyo, on the theme Herbs to Health featured goodwill messages by critical players and interactive session. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Sports now. Let's join Ijoma Peter Wante for the latest in the world of sports.
36 years ago, Nigeria and the entire world lost a promising young talented footballer, Sam Okwaraji, who died on the field of play during the 1990 World Cup qualifier between the Super Eagles and Angola at the National Stadium, Surulere, Lagos. To keep his legacy alive, Sam Okwaraji Foundation has instituted an annual Under-16 All-Secondary School Football Championship, which kicks off in November 2025. The event, with the team Patriotism, Education and Football, had in attendance former teammates and sports administrators.
We believe that education and sports can be powerful tools for nation building, and we hope to inspire young people to emulate Okwaraji's example. While some may not benefit from this initiative, thousands of young Nigerians will have the opportunity to showcase their football talents and bring glory to our nation.
Nigeria's quest for African Nations Cup Championship trophy suffered yet another setback. This follows the Super Eagles team B defeat to their Sudanese counterparts at the 2024 CHAN Championship, being co-hosted by Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. The home-based Eagles had lost their opening game against Senegal 1-0, and their second defeat to Sudan on Tuesday means that their last match against Congo is now mere academic exercise. Their performance so far has raised more questions than answers.
Things like this are bound to happen sometimes, and whenever things like this happen, it's now left for the coaches, to go back to their drawing board and try to fix, the problem that led to that great loss.
And finally, all is now set for the UEFA Super Cup final between PSG and Tottenham Hotspur. UEFA League champions PSG will be hoping to bounce back from FIFA Club World Cup defeat to Chelsea as they go all-out challenge for another trophy to their cabinet. On the other hand, Europa League champions Tottenham Hotspur are hoping to win their second silverware in the space of 3 months as they clash with PSG tonight in Italy. With sports updates, Ijoma Peter Wante, NTA News.
To end the news, a recap of the major stories. Federal government has moved to tackle skills gap among youths. Governor Mweno has admitted 50 youths into Ibom LET. You also heard in the news that the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has called for confirmation of appointment of Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic Acting Registrar. That's the package this evening. Remember to be a star. Join NTA's campaign to stand against rape and rapists. Up next is a news in translation with Emedion Umo.
Ekamba kaide nyene so nam dutumari de pendara me iwat keri ni ubarutum. Ekamba akamu karastere me te umoino adat me iwat abaye dup ke ebro ekuto ibomlet. Ufo uto ubombet ke stenyen ebo yaremane so onda udiana registrar nte registrar ke Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic. Okanyin mi komo anyin medo emedion umo kamandutum mbok dubre yomi. Ufo utom ubombet stenyen abo yago karastremi enyem medi songo ndaga ete goswele sien udofa nte registrar ke Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic manate orokara na mutumomo mfon ami akedo se adai woda committee esere mkpo banga adi dependara ufo ngwet no akedaga no oron ye udonguruko ke state constituency nkenem onofio aketang ya ikobo yogombro mito kombongen. Adai woro committee esere mkpo abanga adidape ndaga ndotum ukpe mgwed kestere ma kenem onofio ke ufongbe stenyen ama atangabo si adidape ndaga ukpe mgwed kestere adogo ketu akpankpo akamukara stereng nyen aniere kekikere abo yak edat mbonowo ke utom ke Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic enyungabo yak emana esongo ndaga ete goswel esien udofa nte registrar ke Polytechnic aro manatoro akananam utumomo mfon ama atang nko abanga ufon adisan ako nkanna Polytechnic edo manatoro kpeme amana aba Amiekero se adai would a committee ado akenam ediong banga ke ufongbet stenyen mi kuyo emediong mo akombok NCA ke ukpe mkpo ekeniere tangebanga ufon se usobo nkanyen anam ke idemewo menanga ukare kpedian ubok manatoro edepe ndaga uforo yenkot kubyo yaikobo
Bugana mediong kukpe mkpo meso kediong onte public lecture adogo ikpere ukpe mwet ekodo pharmacy ke ekamba ufong wenta ifyoguyo eke tumo ediana ye ufoguto ekodo multi streams limited ke moya maedat ataini edere what mentions yo mkpo ekemekeri kama mfangnam antikino ukpe mkpo do akpe mwet ete imo joni aku ufongwe nta ifyoguyo anye manakedo ekamba wo kama kendo tumutumke ikbegutomekuro multi streams limited amanam ediong ebanga mentions yo ufon ketang ebanga nsong idem amemfang abennesok ubonowo anye boke iba gudongo amfangimi kana ikok amondendo ediano yo eboke se mbonowo nkoro ukara eda piremesan kikbegentomi bage darufang eda ninko eda ediong mentions yo ufon amfang anamano idembonowo akamba itubu mufong wenta ifyoguyo ata ifyok nyodo ndayo ukangamo amanya meye mentions yo owo eketangi koke ukpe mkporo anyenko boke edieke mietapeke nko edieke idat ebenide mesan keke medino mbonowo utomko amanadape ndarankot ke stedemi kedo make kuenge ukpe mkporo nko mewe maidadeni ebumo mbome emane boiboro miku yo utebe achibong akombok enti
Ukanyen tembongen atrero ndubre yomi tutumpo asere